So today we're making my meatballs, pasta with meatballs. It's a combination of my recipe, my grandmother's, my family's. My grandmother uses a few different kinds of meat. My family restaurant does as well, but I just like to use beef. So this is just kind of my interpretation of the recipe. I use regular beef. This is how to make the actual meatball. Set your oven to about 375. Get your pan ready, because once your hands get dirty, you're going to want to have this pan ready. Line it with foil because it's a lot easier to clean afterwards. Put your beef. Chop a big onion and reserve half of it for the sauce and half of it for the meatballs. And we're going to put these in, just the half. Raw onions, yes, raw onions in your meatballs. And then we got 1 egg. About a tablespoon or a little bit less of garlic, chopped garlic. So you take whatever dry bread you have. On this case, this is a hamburger bun. I just use whatever I have. Grab some milk. You're just gonna wet these breadcrumbs. So it's about 1/4 of a cup if I had to measure it. But just enough to get them wet, nothing serious. Throw that in. That's gonna make it go farther. It's going to spread it. We need a lot of Parmesan cheese. I mean, I would say like half a cup or more, because that's really going to add your flavor. Salt. Good amount of salt. Pepper. Lots of pepper. And basil. So I add all of that to my meatballs, and then with the mess that's here, you're gonna mix it. So make sure again that your pan's ready, and then you're gonna mix the meatballs with your egg and everything in there. Mix it real good, and while your meatballs are cooking, remember, is when you're gonna make your sauce. And if you remember my marinara recipe, it's everything except for you are going to put paste. You don't put paste in marinara, but in a meat sauce for meatballs, you do add some paste. So now I'm going to put it on my pan. So I don't have too many people coming, but we just have one friend coming, so we're just gonna make regular size meatballs. Sometimes if I have people coming, I'll make them a little bit smaller, but that's our good size. And I don't even really have a time on how long it takes to cook them. You watch them. I have a great tester. His name is Ryan, and he likes to test them to see if they're ready. You can usually tell when they're good, dark, the meat's nice and brown, but I will show you when they're done. Alright, I'm making my sauce now. The meatballs are in the oven, cooking, and so I'm right now sauteing the onions and garlic. There's not a lot of onion there. I just use the half of the onion with this one. I like my sauce to be a little smoother, a little less chunky when it comes to the meatballs. So I'm adding the 2 cans of sauce. Most of the time when I make meatballs, my family likes it when there's some leftovers. So we're adding the sauce. Remember, the paste is only when you're doing a meat sauce, so I'm adding a good 1.5 tablespoons, if not a little bit more, but not too much. Don't ever add a whole can, like I said. This is popping. Let's take that off the stove. So paste, and then season with salt and pepper as you please, and let this simmer and cook while the meatballs are cooking. And then when your meatballs are done, we add them to the sauce and let them simmer for the rest of the time. I will show you what that looks like when we're done. Alright, the meatballs are done. This is what they look like. The fat comes off them nicely when you bake them. So now we basically just kind of remove them from their fat and put them in your sauce. They're going to sit in the sauce for, well, until it's time. I've got my sauce on low, and I'm basically putting each meatball in the sauce, and I'm gonna serve it over some pasta. So I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know how yours turns out.